two sons raised almost as many questions as they answered. If she thought Sarah and Diana would simply fade into obscurity, then the events of '96 were to come as a big disappointment to Her Majesty. But behind the scenes, the wrangling over Charles and Diana's divorce was getting more and more heated. And adding to the pressure was intense media interest in what Charles, and in particular Diana, were doing. It's late at night, lurking in the shadows of a North London street, a pack of photographers. Their prey, the Princess of Wales, who has just been to see her friend and psychotherapist, Susie Orbach. She tried to get away from them, but in the end, she was cornered, putting a bag in front of her face. Clearly distressed, the princess could be heard to sob. Some newspapers used the photographs of her crying to illustrate the pressure she was under to agree to an early divorce. These pictures appeared to show otherwise. The incident highlighted her lack of security, having dispensed with bodyguards 3 years before. But it also illustrated the insatiable media appetite for any news on the princess.
Abandoned him, so I can hardly wait. Although we may be in for a small shock. I hear there are all sorts of tubes and pipes sticking into him and out of him. But it has to be.
As you know, I'm a great lover of children, and the fact that a little person can have a second opportunity in my country, I'm very proud to be involved.
And it was very nice to talk to her. She really is in it with her heart. It seems to be the sort of thing she likes to do, and it's very good to see that.
I'm a great supporter of Professor Yakub's work, and that's no secret. And I've been present at one or two of his operations, and I invited myself down here to watch this small child from the Cameroons be operated on. Well, you gather information much more from the visual contact rather than reading books, I find. So when I stand up and speak about the various subjects, whatever it is, I find it more beneficial if I've actually seen it. But recently I've had more opportunities to go into theatres and see for myself what wonderful work surgeons and the doctors and nurses do.
Of Hearts continue to take to the international stage. A private visit to Pakistan to see the cancer hospital built by former cricket star and now politician Imran Khan attracted considerable attention. Although ostensibly there to be with her close friend Jemima Khan, daughter of Sir James Goldsmith, Diana's presence raised questions about her future role. Once divorced, she was so angry she ordered Julius to put pressure on those representing her husband, stressing she'd already gone far enough, even agreeing to give up the title Her Royal Highness. This was key. The negotiations were still underway, and yet publicly Diana had surrendered the HRH part of her title.
I've got nothing to say.
Navy, because he wasn't considered good enough for promotion, were quashed by the Navy. His departure, though, came too late to save his marriage.
Sir Martin Matthew. Hello. Hello, sir.
Details of the Yorks' divorce emerged as she was on a skiing holiday with their daughters Beatrice and Eugenie. She had chosen not to use the title Her Royal Highness anymore and would continue to be known as the Duchess of York. No other details were given.
Anyway, the children are well, I'm well, Duke's well, everybody's well, and we're just getting on with it. It's entirely and utterly a personal thing between the Duke and I, and nobody else. And if you refer to the statement made yesterday, you will see that that's it, nothing else to say.
How do you see your future after the divorce?
Take every day as it comes. Every day is a new day.
What is your relationship at the moment with the Queen? Has that changed at all?
You refer to my husband's statement yesterday. He answered that question yesterday. Right? It's a joint decision between only Andrew and I, and nobody else.
Mum. Mum.
Throughout 1996 came clear signs that she seemed set on establishing an alternative royal court. As Queen of People's Hearts, she looked set to take to the world stage, continuing her fundraising charity work, staying in the media spotlight. But she felt bitter about losing the HRH part of her title, and she decided to do something about it. Without warning, Diana wrote to 100 charities of which she was patron and ditched them, saying today Diana made a rare public appearance. The visit to the English National Ballet had been arranged months before. Diana's every move was the focus of attention, but she didn't have to say or do anything. On the day of her divorce, the princess wore both her engagement and her wedding rings. Asked if there was any reason, a spokeswoman at her office said, "I think it speaks for itself." Diana, perhaps along with many in the nation, wondering where did it all go wrong. As they looked to ways of repairing that image, it was all too clear others not in the group have their own ideas.
Life is mostly froth and bubble. Two things stand like stone: kindness in another's trouble, courage in your own.
Diana's visit to Washington, D.C. highlighted the royals' dilemma. Here was the ex-wife of the future king being fated in the heart of America.
She is a woman who has had a tireless commitment to the homeless, to AIDS, cancer, leprosy, and other health issues.
The princess was the star too at a fundraising gala. Though technically no longer a member of the family, she was treated very much as royalty in the United States. It was a former First Lady, Nancy Reagan, who once remarked, "A woman is like a tea bag. You don't know her strength until she's in hot water."